Hello there! Welcome to another video where I talk about games from Square Enix. With me today, I have a very dear friend of mine.
Hi. It's me, Teagan Falcitelli. I'm here to totally not contribute anything and leech off Red's success.
My minimal success for now. So, Teagan, what are we talking about here today? Why did I bring you on?
We are here to present our thoughts and prayers on the Project Triangle Strategy demo.
Should be called Triangle of Convictions. Much better title.
Okay, yeah. I didn't write this down, but please change the name. Triangle of Convictions would be dope.
It would be dope. Please call it Triangle of Convictions. We beg you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we both played through it. I didn't beat the second mission. I watched Teagan beat it, so therefore he beat the demo.
Yeah.
I couldn't be fucking bothered. We'll get to that in a bit. Why? But Teagan is a fan of the Fire Emblem series. That's not wrong to say, is it?
No, I'm not. Okay, so this is an awkward thing for me. Is that as someone that likes the Fire Emblem games, I think it's very promising to see a different game come out because I think Fire Emblem could use a butt kicking. Honestly, I've never really gotten into the Final Fantasy Tactics games, to be honest. I think I tried streaming
Advance 2 or something.
Tactics Advance, and I deleted the VOD because I thought the game was terrible, and I didn't enjoy it. But I did playing this Triangle Strategy. With that in mind, I do actually appreciate this demo. I thought if we're just going to head straight into the gameplay, I
was just saying that you have a little more experience with grid-like games than I do, so you might have a different perspective based on what I think. But I think, generally speaking, we're going to have a lot of the same notes, possibly.
Yes.
So let's get into the review already. We're basically just going to split this up into 4 different sections: gameplay, visuals, music, and story. So, Teagan, you want to start us off with your thoughts on gameplay? What did you think of the actual game and playing it?
Okay, so having an attempt to play Tactics Advance, this game is an improvement on at least that formula with that game specifically. I haven't actually played any of the other ones. I don't really want to. I did like the 2 maps we had. So, in hindsight, I thought they were both had a sense of urgency. There's a lot of things you couldn't play with. What I did love about this was manipulating your environment. Mm-hmm. There's one example in the first map in particular where it's on a bridge and you can use one of your units to push enemies off the bridge and they actually fall off. And it's when that first happened, we were like, whoa!
Yeah,
it was absolutely amazing. It
was very unexpected because we thought they would just hit an invisible wall and be like, oh, but no, they go off the edge of the bridge and usually die. In that case,
usually they didn't die.
One guy did. The other one he fell stunned. And then got back up.
Yes, it was stunned. Either way, I think that was awesome.
Yeah,
I would love to see stuff like that. I love actually using the environment of your map to so it's not just forest tile gives more void or whatever, or this tile gives more defense. It's actually
there's a ledge. Push them over.
Push them over. Push people over ledges and stuff like that. I thought that was actually super fun. Yeah,
I like that as well. And to put on to that, positioning is also incredibly important in this game as well.
Yeah.
Where that's important in any kind of tactics style game like this. But with this one in particular, you want to flank the enemy to get the big damage numbers. Because when you get people on opposite sides of an enemy, you get the double attack from the front and the back. And that is seems to be a really core part of taking care of things.
That is derived from the tactics game.
Okay.
Flanking does more damage or whatever. Less avoid for the victim. Mm-hmm. Or back attacks are the best to do. That is derived of the tactics games.
Okay.
Which is fine. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
The skill system I thought was actually really good as well.
Yeah. It feels... It's very much translated, I feel, from Octopath. Again, this is the same group that made that, of course. But what they added in was a turn point system where every turn the person gains a point. And if you don't use it, you can store them up and then do more powerful actions like that. I like it. I think it's very neat, if not a little bit slow. It feels just a tiny bit sometimes because it feels like you got to kind of take a turn to not act and then later get that more powerful one.
Like, that's fine. I think it's better. It's not, it's better, like, for the strategy
I
to,
guess.
like, conserve it
Mhm.
and not just spam it or whatever. Not spam. What was Anna's one again? Take cover.
Take cover. Yeah, you just take
All
cover every
day.
turn. Can't get
Or
hit.
Roland's, opportune strike.
Yeah.
It's better to, like, save those for, when they truly matter and stuff and get those, juicy 3-in-a-row hits or whatever.
That's true.
Like, I thought it gave a good, at the very least, it gave a distinction between each unit you had,
Mhm.
which I thought was all. I appreciate. I like unit diversity in my games. Like, that's great. I guess that therein lies the fine. Oh, okay. There are some, like, again with map elements. There's on the second map there's a trap element that you could set off.
Oh yes.
That's Red didn't like very much.
It had more to do with the AI rather than the traps themselves. I thought the traps were good. It's just the way that you play that mission I did not like, I guess.
Well, see, for me, like, granted, I had context, and I don't, like, this kind of worries me if this game's gonna be a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
But I had the context that, okay, these guys suck, are, like, are a pain in the butt to actually,
Because I got to the mission before Teagan did, and I told him, look, all the enemies in this level are absolutely scuffed. They take no damage, they do a lot, and they will run out of the range of the traps as fast as they fucking can. So I gave him that warning ahead of time.
So, like, when I played the level, my traps, I felt like I was big brain.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I actually got, like, these juicy trap setups where I just got the whole team and burnt them all to a crisp. And I was excited when that happened. But I just hope the game isn't too trial and error with this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what Red was saying earlier with the enemies being too strong, that's another thing. I don't know if I should be worried on or not, because they did say specifically that this demo is ramped up in difficulty just to
Yes.
milk content out.
I have two concerns with that
Yes.
still. My first one is that while they said the same thing about Brave Default 2, which is being done by a couple of the same people, mainly Asano, that's why I'm talking about the game, when the full game came out for Brave Default 2, it was still about the same difficulty, even though they said it was going to be harder as the demo. The other thing is there were no, and maybe they just cut this from the demo, there's no auxiliaries. There's no extra missions that you can use to spend your time to level up a bit more. I'm praying that's not the case in the full game. Because there was no time to get that more experience that you could meet up with the enemy.
I'm not too sure how I feel about that. It's like, okay, and this might be just me as the Fire Emblem guy, where I generally don't, like, it's cool not to grind in Fire Emblem.
Fair enough.
But I like just playing the game sometimes. Three Houses kind of has worn me out. You playing 1,000 auxiliary battles.
Yeah.
Even on manning mode, that gets annoying. But it did feel like as if we were under-leveled.
It does. It really does.
And especially on the second map. I don't know. Okay, like,
first map felt okay.
The first map felt, like, very doable. Second map felt like I had to, like, pull the big brain stuff out. And I lost a lot of units on the second map.
Yeah.
But there's two things train thoughts I have is that one, it's probably just more difficult. Two, I'm not used to it because this definitely feels more like JRPG on a grid, and I have to use 5 units to take out one, and then with that just spawns more branches. Like, is it because it's a JRPG on the grid, or is it because it's like FE6 and I have to use 1,000 player phase actions
to kill things.
Okay. To, like, kill one enemy. Speaking of Fire Emblem 6, like, it feels as if this game's RNG for hit rates is very scuffed.
Hewitt, you useless.
Alright, there's a joke among the Fire Emblem fan base that Fire Emblem 6 has cursed RNG for hit rates.
Yeah.
Even though it's the first game to introduce the system that makes it more reliable, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's on that level of bad for someone like Hewitt. Right? This runs on, like, Pokemon hit rates.
Yeah.
70 means you're not gonna hit.
70, yeah, you don't hit. Hewitt missed so many times.
I'm genuinely annoyed. Like, actually annoyed with it.
Mm-hmm.
I get volatility, this is war, this is like random shit happens. But we're talking about missing 89s that we're only going to do 12
damage out of 120.
Yeah. And your archer unit, mind you, that was frustrating, especially like just given the enemy difficulty. I thought it was annoying. I don't know if like it's just because QS is underleveled on the this demo, but man, it sucked.
Yep, I fully endorse this opinion. I agree with it fully.
Okay, one thing that I think they really need to fix is menuing.
Menuing? Yeah, I completely understand that.
I think they're trying to...
There's too much confirmation.
They're trying to retain the feel of the tactics games.
Mm.
And I get like, okay, yeah, there's stuff that you need to like have. You need to have select what direction you're going to be facing in, select this, select that. I feel like it could be streamlined. It feels as if like at least 3 actions that don't need to be taken every time I want to move a unit.
Yeah.
It might be just because I'm way too used to Fire Emblem where I can just move unit, select weapon, hit. But I honestly feel that the amount of actions you gotta take per turn is way too much.
Mm.
It could be streamlined.
Would you like to confirm that you'd like to cast a fireball?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
And miss.
Yeah. It's very... It feels that slow. It could definitely be streamlined some more. One thing I want to address was the camera.
Yes, no, this is my next point.
Okay, so you can go on about the camera.
You cannot change your vertical view on your camera.
Yeah.
And it's awful.
It feels like you are so far away from the combat.
Yeah.
And you can only place it in like this weird spherical range.
Yeah, you're always viewing it from like a 45-degree angle, and it sucks.
Yeah.
You can move it full 360 around the x-axis or whatever. You just can't move the vertical position of the camera.
Yeah, it's just on this weird angle.
And like honestly, I almost dislike that you can move it 360 because you end up fucking around with the what angle you pick, so you just never get. It triggers my fake OCD where I'm like, I want it to be 90 degrees, like facing 90 degrees or like or whatever. Like I'm facing a full 6 o'clock on the map, and I get a 7 o'clock, and I want to go 6, but I just keep missing. I just keep going between 7 and 5.
Yeah. I don't mind the 360. I agree with you how it feels weird. That's on a 45. Like I feel like I'm hurting my neck when I.
Yeah, no, it feels like you hurt your neck.
I don't mind the ability to go 360.
I feel like I wish. Okay, I wouldn't. I don't mind if they add it so you can lock.
That's what I was about to say. They should have an option to lock it
on the Cardinals.
On the Cardinals, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that would be the best option. Sorry, okay.
or in the 8 directions.
Or in the 8 directions. That's good.
But other than that, I do like where the gameplay is going if they can clean it up.
Yes.
I think the gameplay right now, okay, besides maybe visuals, is definitely has a good foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they do minimal, I think the gameplay, as long as the ideas that they present to us are good and they keep presenting good ideas, I think the gameplay can hold up on itself, even if they do minimal stuff I want to change.
Right.
I think the gameplay is on a good foot for now.
Yeah. There's 2 more gameplay aspects I want to talk about, but not so much combat related. The pre-combat exploration.
Okay, yeah.
And the scales. I want to talk about these 2 because these are really good.
Now, okay, if there's something that I think is actually out of the park, are these 2. These 2 are like, I feel like these 2 are like the best parts of the game. Now.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, exploring
before
combat, it actually feels beautiful. It's like you move around, like wow, it's very fluid.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most fluid of the HD
2D
thing we've seen so far. It's very clean. The maps, like you get to explore the maps before you like go through them.
And it gives you a chance to really know every nook and cranny.
Yeah. These parts of the games are really good. It's saying I wish that I was actually in 3 houses where you're going through like the actual battlefields and inspecting shit and stuff. It's a very good show off to 3 houses being dumb.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a great addition. Very good. Very makes exploring shit fun. Right?
Yeah.
That's like usually one of the most annoying things to do in JRPGs sometimes is
Running around.
run around the town.
Yeah.
And that actually felt good. It felt like the best exploration I've ever had in a JRPG.
Wow.
That might be that's probably an understatement.
But you it feels good. It feels
good. Like as a modern game, this is like what a modern JRPG should do.
So it's up to the task.
Up to the bar. Like actually, no, like it sets the bar. It's saying the bar.
All right. And then alongside that, it also ties into it. You have the scales of conviction part.
This I like.
This is my favorite part of the.
I think this should be.
I would play a whole game that's just this.
Yes.
I have. It's Danganronpa.
Yeah. Like this actually, I think is genius.
So what you can do is when you finish this first chapter, you have to make a decision to either hand over Prince Roland to the enemy army, or you try to protect him while the army comes and storms down your door. And what you have to do is you run around town collecting pieces of evidence by talking to people and inspecting places, and you find evidence that will help you try to convince other council members of which vote you want. And what you have to do is one of those classic style, you got 3 dialogue options to try and convince them. But it's not like most of them where you pick any of the 3 and you get the same bullshit response. It matters.
It's not like like Three Houses or even like Persona where it's flavor text. Like you're actually getting fucked.
You have to be very careful what you pick, and it is so nerve-wracking to try and get the right options that will push council members that might be against what you want to vote for what you want. So, like, both me and Teagan wanted to save Roland. So we had to go up to, like, 4 other council members who wanted to give him over or were neutral and try to convince them through these conversations that we need to protect Prince Roland. And the final vote is so, like, you watch them, each person walking up and putting their vote in, and it's like, oh my god.
It's like you're watching Survivor. Like
pretty much.
But, I love that it's not just, get these items and you automatically...
Or you just decide.
Like, oh, dang, everyone doesn't want to say it, but if you get, a piece of cake for this guy, he's just going to say yes. No, you actually have... It's like, get the evidence.
Learn about the traps in town that you could use.
Get the evidence, and then you're given the multiple choice where, like, oh, I have the evidence, I have to, say the right thing or else nothing matters.
Exactly.
And I thought that was great. It was a good dilemma already in the first place. So the Prince Roland dilemma. I thought that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think this part of the game, I'm happy to see how it's progressing. I want to see what else they do with it.
Yeah, same. So I think with that, we pretty much covered everything regarding gameplay. So you think? Any other comments? No? Or just move on to the visuals now?
Okay, I probably should retract my best exploration thing because it's going to tie into something we're going to say later, which is a huge negative.
Oh, okay.
That we'll talk about later.
Okay.
So, but the exploration is good, and the scales are
great.
Incredible.
Yeah. All right, so moving on into the visuals section.
Visuals presentation.
Presentation's a good word for it. It's okay. I think it's okay, leaning towards good, but I do have a couple of issues.
Obviously the HD2 2D HD.
It's cool.
It's cool. I think it's cool. It looks nice. But whenever I see this game, I have to think back to this horrible quote from an old favorite of me and Red and me.
Oh no.
Red and I.
Oh no. I know what he's going to quote.
From the very poetic YouTube series, Battlefield Friends. From the enigmatic character himself, the Noobs.
Oh, God.
The graphics are too good. They look too pretty. They hurt my eyes. It's like...
Too many graphics.
It's like Walmart on a Saturday.
Hey, just stop trying to drive around the front and find a parking spot there. Just park in the back and walk your fat ass up there.
Okay. Speaking of Battlefield, okay, the HD 2D, it's a good base. they're fucking it up. They're actually butchering it with these filters.
The filters fucking.
It's Battlefield 3 all over again. Where
Yeah.
They have too much bloom going on. The first map especially, they have this blue filter.
Oh, it's just completely blue.
They have a blue filter on everything, and it's supposed to be nighttime. I get it, but you cannot see crap. It's the same as most strategy JRPGs, where it's blue. Blue is your movement range, and red's your attack range. You cannot see your movement range.
Mm.
You can only see very faintly your attack range.
Yeah.
And you feel like it takes you forever to understand where you're gonna move because you can't see where you can move.
Yeah.
And it's awful.
Might I throw in that the filters also fuck up your ability to recognize who's who?
Yes.
Because when you got this blue filter washing over everything, some of the characters just look pretty damn identical. I'm like, what the... it really hurts.
This might this might be a problem with character design, but Anna and Roland, they both have like
Blonde.
shortish blonde hair.
Yeah.
And shortish in anime terms, blonde hair, and their map sprites look identical. So when in dialogue, they only do they only use map sprites in dialogue. It's kind of like FF6 and SNES version, and I can if they didn't have the voice acting, I could not tell who the hell who if it's Anna talking or Roland. And I think it's bad. I think the actual character model sprites themselves aren't awesome.
No, I agree. I don't think they're that great looking. And honestly, I'm going to say this. I like the world look of Octopath more. I think the world of Octopath looks nicer, and it's because of the filters.
Yes.
The filters kill so much of the detail.
Yes. Red and I are playing, I'm commentating Red's
FF6
playthrough right now.
You should have tuned in.
Yeah.
It's almost over.
And that game has better, emotes, sprite emotes.
Yeah.
And stuff. You can tell, when, Locke is, doing his pog face or whatever.
Or
Setsu's giving you the fucking finger.
Yeah.
And that's, those are you can tell it's very distinguishable what emotion's going on there and stuff. With the presentation in this game, the sprites are so lifeless. It's like a JRPG Maker game.
Yeah.
It's bordering on that. And I feel it's such a waste of
a beautiful art style.
A beautiful art style. I don't know how to fix this problem.
Tone down the fucking filters first.
The filters. Look, filters number one, but even the sprites themselves, in the cutscenes, they're so lifeless. It's just all the emotion is carried through the dialogue, I suppose, and then the voice acting, which we'll get to, and it hurts the game. It hurts some of the impact on what's going on and stuff. You're literally looking at JRPG game, JRPG Maker game, or a Pokemon game.
Yeah,
it's that level of sprite cutscene emotion, and it's not fantastic.
Yeah,
especially for a game that's priding itself on its visuals. I don't know how to fix it. It's again, this is a demo, so they might have better sprites later, more sprite animations later. I don't know how to fix it. I feel I would like it more if they just did the visual novel thing, or what they did with Fates and Awakening, where they just have the actual well drawn illustrations. With the text boxes below
which
them.
exist in the game. They are there in the menu, so use them.
They could almost do the Fates Awakening path where they have the sprites. They just have the fucking cutscene, but then they just have them talk, the sprites whenever talking, and that may or may not work. I don't know if that's the direction they want to take. I don't want to just say it should be Fire Emblem or whatnot. But I felt that was a better presentation than what's going on here.
Yeah.
I could barely make out what is actually going on. There's a scene with Roland after the second chapter.
Oh yeah, that was.
Where it was a very powerful scene. I was like, oh, emotionally I can tell that this is supposed to be a very good scene. But the sprite animations did not convey this whatsoever. I've seen this done better. I've seen it done in Final Fantasy VI better. I've seen it done better in Mother 3. And those games use sprites as well, and they were able to convey the emotion than this. This did not at least at this moment. I do not think that these sprites were conveying a story.
Yeah,
that I think as well as they could be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That being said, There's one thing that I like about this game.
What's that?
And it's not specifically with the sprites, but this game shows blood.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. This game is going all out.
This game gets gory. That's cool. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, like it's taking itself pretty seriously. Like I remember when we were watching that opening cutscene, like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like, it's uncomfortable because the blood's not pixelated. It's not. No. It's not the 2D.
It's spilling. It's not pink. Like
it's not pink like Danganronpa. Yeah,
it's actually like crimson red. And that was definitely a shocking moment.
Yeah,
very good. I think very very tasteful blood.
Yeah. 2 quick points that I do want to talk about myself for the visuals. I basically agree with most of what Teagan said there. But 2 more points I want to bring up. UI. I think the UI is pretty clean, but I think some of the text is way too small.
Okay. No, I don't like the UI.
You don't like the UI?
I think it... I forgot if I said it should be more transparent or should be more opaque. But, like, I can... Yeah, what you said, I can barely fucking read what the UI is saying.
I mean, like, design-wise, I like how it looks, but the text is too small.
People complained about free houses and said, like, I can't read, the text is too small, or whatever. Try this game. This game...
If you're over 40, you can't play this game without glasses.
Like, I have, like, good vision. I don't need glasses. I cannot fucking read shit. Like, select Opportune Strike. Which one is Opportune Strike? I cannot see it.
Yeah, the text is way too small.
The text is way too small. It's obscured because of fucking filters.
Yeah.
And the UI is way too small. That is, like, one thing that has to be fixed immediately.
Yeah. And the other problem I had, the HD visual effects. For actual combat effects compared to what I saw from Octopath, I am very disappointed. The visual effects are so bland. They feel very ordinary.
They aren't, like, this is not... I would, like, if I had the option to just turn off animations, I would. Because I was not impressed by any of these.
And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's some visual effects in the game that are so fucking powerful, it lags the Switch. The fire in the second mission, there was so much of it going on. It was literally lagging the Switch.
That's more of a Switch problem, but it is like you have to
tone it down.
And, like, especially if you have multiple fires going on, it's gonna destroy the Switch.
Yeah.
Like, and granted, it is a Switch problem.
It is a Switch thing, but like you're the one making the game. Yeah. Tone it down. Like Octopath had great fucking visuals, like great effects like that, and I didn't hear the fan going that hard. Like, holy hell, it was chugging during that second mission. So tone down some of them and make the ones in combat nicer. Like, they gotta find that middle ground there, I think.
Yeah, the combat ones are so underwhelming. They're just so nondescript. It's just zoom in, like...
Some animal of light.
Like, color flash behind the sprite, slow-mo. It gets obnoxious after the first viewing.
Yeah.
You're constantly holding, like, the fast forward button with this game, and it's not like pleasant.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
All right, so I guess that finishes up visuals. We'll move right into music, which I don't think we'll have to spend too long on. There's not a lot I think we can say about music.
All I can say is that it's fine.
I think it's fine.
I think it's fine. It's fine, but I'm worried if it could keep up. Which it probably will. But, like, from what we got with the demo, it just kind of felt like it was losing steam after a bit. But it's a demo. They might just not have all the songs.
That's a good point, yeah. I like the combat theme on the bridge. I like
the bridge theme. I like the bridge theme, actually. I thought the bridge theme was great.
Yeah. But it kind of, like... It's... How do I put it? I'm kind of let down after being treated with, like, Bravely and Octopath soundtracks. Like, those are so memorable and fresh, and, you know, they really stick in your head. And this one, it's just kind of generic.
Like, I think if it might be something to worry about, if it tries to play within this fantasy atmosphere too strongly instead of just going all out, that might be a problem. Like, it feels... Like, a lot of these JRPGs, like, have been going all out with their OSTs. Like Three Houses has fucking dubstep.
Yeah, Three Houses is
and EDM and shit. And, like, but like
Cool.
It's cool. It's
Yeah.
good. Whereas this game feels more like just traditional-ish. And that's not a bad thing. It's not inherently a bad thing.
It just doesn't stand out.
It's just right now it just doesn't stand out, and we don't know yet if they're just gonna go balls to the wall later.
Exactly. So
I think like we're over speculating on this point too much. To be honest.
So I'm hoping that it improves.
Yeah.
All right, and I guess now we move on to the last major topic. Oh boy, story, characters, and cutscenes, and all that shit.
Okay. Disclaimer: this is the demo, and we only have so much we can look at. But I am severely worried on where they're taking this direction.
You know what? I'm just gonna throw this in there. I'm not even gonna give it the benefit of the doubt that it's a demo on this.
Okay.
I paid attention to like every little detail.
Yeah.
I know you want to rush through it because we'll get to fucking why you want to get through the cutscenes.
Yes.
I paid attention to every fucking detail. Somebody likes Tolkien way too much here. This is just so... It feels like I'm playing a game that was based on a history textbook. It is so boring and exposition dumpy. This story is so slow.
Yeah, the way I interpret it, it's like it is Tolkien, I almost saw it as very Shakespearean, where it's like a lot of subplots going on at the same time. A lot of his hesitations and shit. It is boring.
It is so boring.
God, it is boring.
Brian David Gilbert, he made a very excellent quote about, again, going back to Tolkien. He's like, Tolkien did the world a disservice when he taught fantasy writers that they need to chronicle every goddamn moment of their world for it to feel realistic.
Yes.
And it is so painful because it just drags on and on and on. And half the cutscenes in this demo feel like they shouldn't fucking be here because they don't add shit half the time. Or they should be cut down marginally. Like, it's so slow.
It is very bad. It's very bad. There's this whole subplot about this guy who is like hesitant about sending troops or whatever, sending aid.
Yeah.
And you're like, why the fuck should I care? I just feel pissed that this guy's not sending reinforcements. But like, why is this being? It's taking up like a minute of my time every fucking. We'll get to this point. Every fucking time they do a whole, like, it's like a daily recap of fucking what happened that day. Like
around the world.
Like you're before your fucking the first mission or whatever, your next mission, it's a week recap of what happened, and they do a daily recap of each day almost for a fucking week. It's
so long. It's like you finish the long cutscene, and you're like, okay, maybe I'll get to play now. And then there's 3 more cutscenes, and you finish those. And there's another cutscene before you get to the exploration, which opens up with a cutscene. Then you get to play the exploration. Yeah. Then you go to another cutscene, which goes into another cutscene. Like, then you get to the scale. It's like
we did this. I did the scales. I'm like, okay, that was intense. All right, we're gonna go to this.
We did the scales.
We're gonna get like. I saved Roland. I guess I'm going to get screwed.
And then there's 3 cutscenes before you actually get to the fight.
Fucking 3 is not accurate. It's more like 20.
Yeah.
Where they go on this huge exposition. All these allied forces I don't know about. Demo, but like...
And aren't going to have any fucking effect. Because demo.
But yeah, demo, but like...
Cut them out of this demo.
But even in the story, why should I care about this guy that's going to not send troops to me? Why should I care about these villains... that I can't even fucking tell who's who.
Gustadolf,
whatever. Fucking plotting some random thing that I don't...
Oh, jeez, that fucking cutscene was literally pointless. The one between Gustadolf's siblings when they went out to the fucking garden that lasted like a minute long literally serves no purpose to this goddamn demo and just wastes time. It sucks. The story is so fucking boring. And so that's why I completely don't blame Teagan for skipping over cutscenes because he wanted to play the goddamn demo.
Well, okay. It's also like I was worried at first, like, oh shit, I need to pay attention because my choices really matter.
Mm-hmm.
I was like thinking that. I get to the choice. The choices like don't. It doesn't.
They stay self-contained.
It's self-contained, which is good, but
Yeah.
then that just makes it less. I don't know how I feel about this yet. If I like that change, because granted, I felt it was good because I skipped half the cutscenes because they sucked. Right? You have the fucking sprite problem, the presentation problem.
Yeah.
And then they just suck. The dialogue is awful.
Oh fuck! Is it time to talk about it?
It's just talking, exposition.
And it's not even presented well.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Talking, monologuing, gossiping. Stuff I don't care about.
And it's talking told in the most boring voices.
It is. We're at this point already.
Yeah.
When I say Shakespearean, all right, this is not fucking Patrick Stewart or Ian McKellen. We're not having those two. Right?
Yeah.
This is them in junior high,
trying to do
failing Romeo and Juliet level fucking acting.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. But I think the voice acting in this game is weak.
It is very weak.
This is quintessential. Like, I haven't seen the Japanese or the local voice, but the localization is the worst dub I've heard in a very long time.
Yeah, it's like I tried to defend it for a little bit by saying like, oh, I like the people who have the accents. Like Benedict, he's nice to listen to. It doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't matter. It's just so bland.
It is the most nondescript voice acting I've heard in an extremely long time.
I would say we do better voice acting on the FF6 streams.
Yeah, no, I legitimately, I think we were. Okay, I hate saying that, but like...
No, I hate saying it too, because I know voice actors, they try, but, like, I wonder if it's the voice actors, or what the fucking director for the voice acting was telling them. Like, you gotta do something about this. This is...
And when I say this is the worst fucking thing, like, voice acting I've heard in a long time, I mean, people, like, make fun of Byleth, or whatever, because... It's Byleth, and I think they even are self-aware that he's supposed to be dumb and bland. Byleth sounds like the most emotional, could win a fucking Grammy.
Compared to Serenova.
Can win a fucking Emmy for best lead role compared to, like, anyone. Serenova is the most, like, makes Byleth look like the most dramatic
We have to say Prince Roland.
We have to say Prince Roland.
It's so bland. So you have bland, like blander than Octopath. I'm gonna say it. Blander than Octopath. Octopath, I showed you some cutscenes I think before. It's not great. There's some good voice acting in Octopath, but for the most part, it's fairly tame. This is blander than that. So you got this bland voice acting on top of story that's too fucking long and drawn out.
On top of, like, a very, like, uninteresting presentation.
On top of a very uninteresting presentation about a history I don't give a fuck about, and it just makes it makes you just want to not play. It's just so long.
I was hitting the plus button on the Switch Pro controller. Plus, get me the fuck out of here. And the worst part, one of the worst parts is that you have to press A if you want to, like, if you... For some reason, we're committed to watching these. You have to press A every single time because
why isn't there auto advance?
There's no auto advance, right? And it's
pain.
It's pain. It's pain Pecco to the fucking nth degree. Like, let me out of this. I just want to fucking set someone on fire on my chapter 2. Let me. I just want to play the game. All right. The monastery in 3 houses, nothing. That is nothing. Fucking Metal Gear Solid 4, 2-hour-long cutscenes, nothing. Alright? This is the, like, definition of, like, boredom, like, that's, like, cock-blocking me from playing the game.
Like, in case those of you who are listening to this haven't watched my video on it, the fucking cutscenes, it takes you 23 minutes from getting to the title screen the first time you load up the game to get to the actual fucking gameplay. And then, even then, you have another cutscene before that starts. I have this on my channel. Go look at it. The first Triangle Strategy video I uploaded, 23 minutes of cutscenes before you even get a chance to play the goddamn game. That is so unbearably long. Let people play your fucking game. It is ridiculous how slow the story is. It's so rough. It really is that rough. Like, I can't give it slack, and I'm so fucking annoyed with it.
It just sucks because how far like dubbing has gone.
Yeah.
And stuff. I know the Bravely Default 2 has been there's a lot of criticisms of that, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun at least.
Elvis is great.
Like I thought it was fun, And Three Houses I thought was like fun as well. It was good.
I think Three Houses is pretty good for the most part.
Three Houses is pretty good. Like Fire Emblem Echoes is godly.
Mm-hmm.
Danganronpa is crazy.
Crazy good, yeah.
Crazy good.
So, like, when you see those kinds of voice acting performances, and then you come to something like this, it's like, you expect more.
It hurts because,
And I feel bad saying this
20 years ago, Metal Gear Solid 2 came out, and you had John Saigon as Solid Snake going, "Brother, I'm a whole different game from Liquid," and it's like an orgasm of awesome. And then 2021 or 2022 when this is going to come out,
we have to protect Prince Roland.
We have to protect Prince Roland.
And I feel bad saying this because, like, I feel like I'm insulting. When you have to criticize voice acting, it feels a little more personal because that's more of a delivery from one individual person.
Yes,
it feels like
the localization industries. It's a painful one.
Mm-hmm.
You get hate for no matter what you do. Like you're kind of stuck with the presentation that you are delivering an inferior product a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff. And that I sympathize with that. Or I empathize with that struggle and stuff, but I have to call out what I think is a very, very mediocre product. And this one is offensively, I think, just it's offensive how bad some of the performances are here.
Yeah.
Again, going back to Bravely Default 2, a lot of people are criticizing fake accents or whatever. The fucking old man pretending to be old man. Red does a better fucking old man voice when he's voicing Bannon or whatever.
Oh, I like prunes.
This.
Yeah, it hurts.
It hurts. All right, and again, it's the voice acting is weak. It's also compounded by the fact that there's a lot of other issues. Again, and we're going around in circles at this point.
Yeah, everything in the story connects.
Boring story. It doesn't help. Overly long.
Way too long.
Which one's gonna put to sleep faster? This or High School Romeo and Juliet? God. I guess if you want to be more positive note on the Benedict was cool.
I like Benedict. Yeah, Benedict's a cool dude.
Roland, I liked Roland.
Yeah, Roland was the best character.
Roland was cool. Oh yeah, okay. Let's be a little more positive. I thought Roland was cool.
Why isn't Roland the main character, honestly?
No, okay. This is my next point.
He's like, you're just gonna bring it up. All right, yeah. Why isn't Roland the protagonist?
Serenoa sucks. All right, voice acting said this is just Byleth 2.0 again. And why isn't Roland the protagonist? I get okay. He can't be the protagonist. We have to sacrifice him. Yeah, but Serenoa is right now, at least what I'm seeing, is going to be boring. I think that's likely going to be the case. It's just going to be this boring, nameless protagonist that is, going to be the straight guy tactician dude.
Yeah.
Hero guy. He sucks. All right, right now at least. But I don't see him getting better. Roland was cool. I liked Roland.
Yeah, and Roland was a Chad in battle too. He was good in character, and he was good in
Paladin.
Fucking
Cavalry unit,
man. He kicked ass.
You know who was the coolest guy?
Who's that?
Julio
was great. He's just better, Benedict.
Better than Benedict.
Also, that was weird. That was one thing I just wanted to address real quick. Teagan got Julio as an extra unit, but I got Izana. If you're listening to this and you got a different unit, can you let me know down in the comments about that? Does it randomly hand out units based on playthrough or something? I think that's interesting.
I think it's interesting. we'll have to see it. I'm not used to that type of recruitment, but like it's cool. I guess it gives variety at least, if not a little inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like I said before, I think the gameplay itself with the combat, there are a lot of things I would change, and I think I would really love if they changed. But I think on that aspect alone, it can hold up as long as they keep up. They don't just stick under the level design in later chapters. I think it's on a good foundation.
I can already see like they're already going to give a challenging map where it's a plane, so there's no like height advantage.
Yeah,
that's going to happen. So, but like I hope they make use of that and other aspects that they seem to have put into.
Like, I think the map design, or not the map design, just the level design itself is good.
Yeah.
Right now, I think they actually have a guy that thinks about map design, unlike Fire Emblem now in the studio. The scales, like the trials or whatever, the class trials, are amazing. I love this part.
Yeah, the scales are incredible.
Like, this is something I want to see more. Like, I would almost say this is like the selling point of the game.
Yeah.
I hope that they actually push forward with this idea. The story, the story is on dire. Like, it is bordering on boredom. All right, and I don't like saying that right now, but it's boring.
And a lot of people are going to say we don't have context. I listened to every ounce of fucking context we were given, and it is just not good. It is not entertaining. I'm not hooked by anything that happened. Even the shit that they mentioned that happened off screen, like basically the reason Gustadolf apparently invaded that town was because he's blaming the death of his cousin in a mine on them, even though he's the one who killed. So it's like, oh, the party has to reveal Gustadolf as being evil. I still don't give a shit. Like, it's just, I guess I'm a big stickler for story because I like stories, so that's why it's really bugging me. But even then, like, not even that, I guess.
Well, because my thing is, it's not going to work because it's still going to like fall into the problem that Fire Emblem has, where it likely is just going to be an issue of it's just going to be a matter of put the good king on the throne, and then it's going to be things will be good. It's going to be pretty conservative and very like obvious unless they totally throw shit out the window.
Yeah.
And shit. And Serenade becomes like the coolest protagonist ever. Unless that happens, I do not see this story being mind blowing.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think it's gonna be a Bravely Default case.
No, I get what you're saying by that, yeah.
Like I'm worried if it's just gonna be worse than, Three Houses at this point.
And that was a point I want to bring up, is that this is the second big game being put out by the 2D HD crew. Yeah. First one was Octopath. I already railed on that one, and even though some people like I've seen comments of people saying they consider Octopath a masterpiece and love it, and I tried to be as fair as I could during my review. And I think what you said is that when you've heard discussions about like what's the most disappointing game,
it is Octopath by far is the most like frequent answer to whenever you see like a Twitter quote. Like a quote tweet. What is the most disappointing game you've ever played? It's always Octopath.
Yeah.
Like I would put like Modern Warfare 3
below it,
or like Yoshi's Island DS because those games actually suck. But Octopath is a very common answer, and like it's not hard to see why.
Mm-hmm.
Like Octopath was one of the games that was featured on the Switch's first Direct. Yeah. And everyone's like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, and it really drew people in with its visuals.
Yeah, with the visuals.
But then you play it, and story sucks ass for the most part. Characters are kind of bland. All the things that I talked about in my review. And so that's kind of what I'm scared about for this game, because if the 2D HD group thinks that they're going to get away with this again by just making a pretty looking game in a new genre,
the tactics
genre, and then like they just don't deliver on any other front, after that, I think their reputation is going to severely diminish. I think this is a good chance for them to try and make a better game than Octopath was as a whole.
they're already on the track, at least trying to diversify.
Yeah.
Given the fact that Octopath is, just another thing to the JRPG canon. Whereas tactic like Fire. Where was the last? What was the last Final Fantasy tactic? I don't even remember. And
I don't know.
it's pretty definitive that Fire Emblem is dominating the
tactics.
It's not really a tactic. It's like the strategy RPG genre. Who the fuck is?
I just refer to them as tactics.
Who is playing Langreiser here? No. Is anyone playing Kaga's strategy RPGs? No.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly Fire Emblem, and if I don't know, I didn't know if I really wanted to go on this tangent with this thoughts video, but I do think it's healthy that Fire Emblem gets a butt kicking.
Yeah.
Given I like Three Houses, I actually really love Three Houses, but there are obvious things that they could have done with that game
and
didn't do. So it's exciting to see something that can challenge it, and it was very interesting to see triangle strategy at first because of course the game just looks better.
Yeah.
Initially.
And then you play it.
It probably still looks better than 3 Houses overall, but
true.
But
then you play it and it's just the story. I think we gotta really get it across that the story is really rough.
No, this is my thing. Is that the 3 Houses story is bad because
they don't explain shit.
They don't explain shit. Motivations aren't very good.
Mm-hmm.
You're not invested. If you're going to be serious about it, you can't get invested.
Yeah.
But at least that game has characters that you can carry through, and it's simple enough. It doesn't. I think it at least understood that it's not trying to be the most fucking complex story ever, and I don't think it is. So even if you want to maximize maximal analysis of that game, you're not gonna. It's not the most complex thing ever. I don't want to get to that too much.
Right.
This is how the fuck do I approach this?
I don't know.
And it is impenetrable and not in a good way, and it makes me worried.
Mm-hmm.
I am very intimidated on how this story is gonna play out in the actual when I actually decide to get, because I'm probably gonna buy this game.
I might. I think I need to play another demo beforehand. I probably will too because it's another Asano game. So that's kind of my thing. That's my thing is playing the Asano games. So I'll probably play it too. But
again, I am so concerned about this story,
mm-hmm.
and that is the big thing right now.
Yeah.
Because visuals are easy to fix. You can turn off the fucking filters. That's easy. Get a better coder for the menus. Increase font size. Those are easy fixes.
Yeah.
A lot of my gameplay gripes are just me being a baby because I don't know how to play tactics.
And that's I think that's fair too for me. I think that's also fair.
But the story, I'm severely worried that and this is something they can't fix if they're ready to commit with it. It is so just I'm not looking forward to watching. I'm back in Metal Gear Solid 4 watching 45-minute cutscenes in between gameplays.
Yeah, it's too long. It's just too much.
And especially if they don't have fucking auto.
Especially if they don't have auto advance. If you're gonna make us sit through this many cutscenes,
at least let me
advance.
drop my controller and
just
go on my phone. Play Fire Emblem Heroes instead. Oh my god!
So, I guess final overall thoughts taken.
Okay,
a couple words.
We've been stumbling on this one already, but I really want to like this game, and my conviction of this to this game is that I'm willing to learn how to play. To actually play this game correctly, not just try to beat Fire Emblem it. But I can probably put aside, that I don't know how to play Final Fantasy Tactics, and I think I can get aside a lot of other things with this. But the story, I am severely worried that it's just going to be bad.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like Fire Emblem stories have been great, ever.
Yeah.
But at least they're dumb,
Mm-hmm.
and I can just easily digest it. This is pretentious.
Yeah, it's too much. I think I'm in the same boat. I really want to like this game too, and I really want this game to be good. I want to have a better opinion of the 2D HD crew after my experience of 2.5 years of trying to beat Octopath. I don't want to have that experience again. I don't want to spend 2.5 years trying to beat this game because I don't give a damn about the story or the world or the characters, even if the gameplay is great. That's my biggest concern. If you can't draw me in with the story, if I'm wasting my time for nothing, I'm not going to play. You gotta reel me in with something to keep my interest. And seeing the story as it is, it's not doing it.
Okay, again, one last thing. The thing that's bad about this one in particular is that because of like the conviction scale, that that kind of forces me to pay attention to the story.
Yeah, and
on first playthrough especially. If the story sucks, that's gonna affect an actual gameplay thing where I'm like, do I want the objective gameplay better stuff instead of considering story implications at this point? And if they fail on that aspect, it's gonna really affect the gameplay for me at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in agreement with that as well. So
I think we need to end this video.
Yeah, we basically we're going in circles because there's not like a whole lot for us to say again. This is the debut demo. At the end of the day, that's the thing we got to keep in mind. This is the debut demo. This is the first version of the game they wanted to give us. So hopefully, even though it's been a month since the demo released, this video somehow makes its way down the pipeline in some way, in some form or fashion, to Asano and team, and they, fix it up, maybe take our criticisms to heart and do it. Because I think they said they were going to do another survey for this one, so I'm going to go take a look around and see if we can find that. I'm still going to fill it out.
Yeah.
Because they took the surveys for Default 2, and they really took that to heart too.
Yeah.
I know I'm not big on it caused influence like that, but it'd be nice if they can hear what we say.
I think there are a lot of people who are saying things with it already, but that's a discussion for we've gone on too long enough to drag this any further.
Yeah.
At the very least, the game should be good, plays good.
Yeah.
I think that's I think the game will play good. I'm severely concerned about the story. And I don't know where that can go at this point. It's up in airs. It's more like me just cautious, almost pessimism at this point, because I kind of am just expecting now it might be bad.
Yeah.
Because it's the same guy that brought us Octopath. Same studio
that brought us Octopath. Yeah. So with that, if you've sat through this whole thing, thank you. What are your thoughts on Triangle strategies so far? Do you agree with our points? Do you disagree on some? Do you have any other thoughts that you think might need improving or fixing or whatnot? Let me know in the comments. Join the Discord and let me know there as well. I want to give a thank you to Teagan for joining me today. I really appreciate that. It's been a long time since we did a video together like this. We've done streams, but it's been a while since a video.
Yeah. To tell us how we were probably wrong on a lot of things, so
yeah, make sure to let us know.
Okay, again, I feel bad bashing voice acting.
I do too.
I don't like doing that.
But it is a criticism that needs to be addressed.
We're not trying to do any personal attacks.
No, absolutely not. No, don't go after the actual people. That's fucked up. Don't do that.
Yeah, be civil about that.
Yeah.
And those are our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. So
on Project Triangle strategy, I think that's
just culture. Look, Asano has this weird fascination with titles with just 2 words in it.
It's bad. It's bad.
Just break it, man. Call it Triangle of Convictions. That's such a good name. Just do it, please. For me, we'll give your game a good review if you change the name.
We'll give a good review. Sponsor us and we'll give it.
Give us free copies of Triangle of Conviction when it comes out. We'll give you a good review. No. I'll still be honest at the end of the day. There's no point in kissing ass. You may as well just tell the truth and hope people improve.
Before Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Tellius, and that drowns out. Ike. No, you can't just release fucking the Ike remake.
Not when the new Fire Emblem Killer's coming out.
Ike goes burr.
Oh.
Ragnar goes burr.
God almighty. Alright. Thank you very much for watching.
Follow my channel. Subscribe.
Oh yeah, so subscribe to Teagan Falcitelli. He does music and stuff and Fire Emblem stuff. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Check him out. I'll put a link in the description. Sorry. Alright, thank you for watching, everyone. Have a good one, and we will see you soon.
Bye.